Morning, Steve Freed in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are a little bit higher overnight. Corn's up about 5 to 6 cents, wheat up 8, beans up anywhere from 13 to 14 cents. Market, I think, is responding to the U.S. Fed action yesterday of the QE3, pumping money into the system, which could be a little inflationary. This Bernanke bump in the grains could push us back closer. $7.90, $8 corn, $18 beans, and we'll see if next week some of this buying because of the stimulus fades and we actually get into some increased farmer hedge selling. These are probably good prices for a while for the farmers to take advantage of this. Still hearing a little bit lower corn yields than expected and maybe a little bit higher bean yields than expected as the harvest moves along. The August U.S. NOPA crush data, crush a little bit lower than expected, soybean oil stocks a little bit lower than expected, and you continue to hear talk that once the U.S. soybean harvest is over, the U.S. and world soybean outlook will get pretty tight, and that could offer some opportunities in bean spreads and maybe even soybean meal spreads as they tighten up as the supply tightens. Over the corn, a rather interesting market in that we have a record percentage this year low of how much U.S. total corn demand will be export. Our contracts are very sensitive to export, so does that mean that the spreads do not tighten? And also, does that mean that if the farmer does sell corn, do we actually widen the spreads a little bit in the corn market? Wheat continues to rally in part because of the money that's coming in from the outside, but also just some uncertainty about Russian exports. So in general, we're looking at a little bit higher trade, thanks to Bernanke bump for that. And we'll see if next week, as harvest progresses, we get into any hedge selling. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADMIS or ADM, and have a safe and profitable trading day.
Does the Fed become an issue in the campaign, particularly if they act?
If the Fed does QE3,